So, that's it. Does anyone have any questions? I have plenty of questions. This could easily be under those well-planned pranks. What I heard is just that extraordinary. But right now it's a bad idea to ask questions just out of curiosity, and that would be a waste of time. Mion has already explained everything about the events surrounding Rika-chan. Well, I have a few things to ask myself, as the successor of the head of the Tomitake family. Because all this has something to do with a series of mysterious deaths. But I won't go into that for now. All in all, it was a good idea to come to my house. You can survive a nuclear war here in our basement. There's electricity and telephone there too. Plus we have plenty of food too. If the mountain dogs are really that tough, then this house is the only place in the village that's safe from them. I'm sorry to involve you all of you in this. Rika-chan apologized from the bottom of her heart. Rika-chan has been dealing with this strange disease, this Himizawa syndrome, as well as all these suspicious Tokyo people, all by herself until today. She's been trying not to get us involved, and that's why she dealt with them all by herself. We can all imagine what she must have been feeling, so none of us can even think of anything to say. Silence went on for a while, but then Hanyuu clapped Rika-chan on the back. Rika, you've been apologizing so much since yesterday. If you apologize one more time, you'll have to treat me like treat me with a cream puff every day. Ow, ow, ow. Besides, we all feel bad, don't we? Am I wrong, Keiichi? Hanyuu suddenly addressed me. I could tell from her eyes that she was expecting something from me. Right, my role is to act as the flint for the other club members. It's my job to burn strong and bright red to get everyone excited. What have I been doing? Just sitting around. That's right, Rika-chan. We'd never even thought of this could be true, so we were just shocked for the moment. But we're all thinking that things are getting interesting, right, guys? So this right here is the real deal. You got some good traps lying in wait, don't you? I know you've been hiding amazing ones for special occasions like these. So the perfect chance is right in that, don't you think? Oh, you should be grateful for my presence. I don't know who they are, but if it's alright to get serious, then I won't hesitate to launch the countless miraculous traps I refrained from using on our club members. What was that? That's right. The traps come with Michan's seal of approval. They can chase away even a real army. Well, Satoko aside, you're pretty merciless yourself right now. Usually so easygoing, but I know your true power. Yeah, when you get serious, you might be the most powerful of us all. You sure are something. I don't even think I can defeat you. Oh, stop. Your explosive impact is incredible too, Keiichi-kun. If I could defeat a fate that I'd have no chance against. Keiichi is a furious red flame, and Renaissance is a quiet blue one. Yeah, they've mentioned that before in a previous arc. Hey, that's a good one. The Burning Red Ranger, Keiichi my bar. The Burning Blue Ranger, right, Ryugu. It's our chance to show the world what we got. We're a powerful team, we're a powerful leader. Right, Mion. We're already powerful individually. And when we gather, we're invincible! That's our club, right, guys? You know, I kept quiet thinking it might be imprudent, but actually I've been thinking. This is getting super interesting. I appreciate this, Rika-chan. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. How dare they even think of stepping in Mizawa out saying hello to us? I'll make sure to teach them some manners. It had only been 5 minutes since Rika-chan apologized to her and brought the mood down, yet our morale was already at its peak again. We're up against such an absurd conspiracy, but if we're together, I think we can defeat it. This is the best feeling ever! Hanyuu is the one who started all of this. She's quite the promising newcomer. She knew exactly who among us to get motivated first. No, moreover, while even our senior members were hesitant about taking on such a huge opponent, somewhere in their hearts she alone remained unflinching and raised our spirits. She's likely to grow even more formidable in the future. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for believing me. Of course we believe you, I told you that already. If we don't, we wouldn't be your friends. There's no need to thank us, Rika. Yeah, she's right. Listen to Hanyuu. You've got great spirit. I like you. Ow, 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 rubbed Hanyuu's head. She laughed as if I was tickling her. Okay then, let's huddle. We have to get things organized. Most Rika-chan and Snoko are supposed to be absent from school because they're sick, but in reality they're hiding here. This is just a preventative measure. Nobody would even guess they were hiding here. Thanks to a certain Akasaka. How nice of him. He came because of the promise he made 5 years ago. That's kind of cool. Oh, I'm a little jealous. He's my type, but I'm a little jealous too. Meep, it's not like that though. Works for the public safety at the police headquarters in Tokyo, and he belongs to a secret unit, right? And sure sounds reliable. Being part of a secret unit makes it sound even better too. Akasaka is very strong. He's definitely reliable. Well, this time around, I guess. Akasaka-san's role is more of a protective one, in case of emergency. Tomitake-san has the more important job of finding out things about our enemy. He's our true attacker. Plus, he's the only one who can call in the bloodhounds to take out the enemies. Our enemies. In other words, Tomitake-san is our key to victory. It's a bit unsettling to think that so much is riding on the hands of some dumb cameraman. Everyone teased her by saying they're going to tell Tomitake she called him that. It's not that I don't expect him to succeed, but I think we should come up with another tactic just in case. But Hanyuu, what else can we do other than count on Tomitake? No, Hanyuu's right. Tomitake-san is a key factor from the enemy's point of view too. If they find out he's investigating him, they might even have him killed. This is enemy territory for him too, after all. I think we should come up with something else instead of just depend on Tomitake-san. Very true. It's hard to score with just one trap. I usually set many traps to deal with many different possibilities. That's basic trap tactics, you know. That's true. There's no need to limit ourselves to just one angle of attack. We should look into other methods besides what Tomitake-san's doing. But we don't have anything about... anything about Tokyo, do we? Well, if one of Tomitake-san's important jobs is to summon the bloodhounds, I'd like him to teach us how to call them. Then, even if Tomitake-san's taken out by the enemy, you can still meet our victory conditions. We can still beat them. That sounds about right. Tomitake-san is really important. At the same time, he's our Achilles heel. Let's talk to him and make him tell us how to contact the bloodhounds. Problem is, he's holed up somewhere in the city and there's no way for us to get a hold of him. I think that's a great idea, though. The next time we get a chance to talk to Tomitake, let's ask him. So that's the first plan. Is there anything else? Before we knew it, Hanyuu was making sure we moved along with our proceedings. Brenna noticed that too, giving a pleasant smile to the girl trying to be a part of our group. This one is just insurance in case something happens to Tomitake-san. Let's think of a different angle of attack. What about something that would help his investigation? Oh, how intriguing. We'll launch some kind of trap, grab them by the tail, and thrust proof that they can't talk their way out of it in their faces. Why, what a perfect trap situation. If I'm the one they want, why don't you use me as a decoy? It's dangerous, but Takano and the others need me, so they'll definitely fall for it. That really is dangerous, but that would prove Takano-san is after Rika-chan. Have them see her and make them chase her. That could lead to something interesting. And that's where Akato's hills come in. Once they go up there, they'll be in big trouble. You said it. Boy, will they be in a sight to see. This is gonna be great. That should be the final method we use, though. Once we're barricaded in the hills, the situation will change quite a bit. This should be our last resort. She's right. The traps in the hills are great as a defense measure, but that's all they can do. You can't attack the enemy for us. Barricade on the hill is our last resort, huh? The very final resort. But when the enemy attacks this location, then we have no other choice but to leave. By the way, we have an underground tunnel leading out that's connected to a well in the back. Wow. Your house is amazing, Mion. Oh shit, this is really getting crazy. The enemy is a mystery organization. We have a secret operation, a secret base, and now a secret underground tunnel. Wow! This is just the sort of thing that gets a guy excited. Yeah, but we've seen in that well in watanagashi and Murakashi, there's not the most stable way of transportation. Well, I'm not a guy, but I'm excited. Okay, now we have 2 ideas. We'll come up with more. Can anyone think of anything else? I just imagine Hanyuu is like a conductor, or going ow ow ow, or just like conducting ow 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 ow. Let's see, we want at least one more. And last one is a raw defensive tactic too. Isn't there something more aggressive that's perfect for our club? You know, some way to hit them real good. Or some blowdown to step back their conspiracy. And we pull off something like that. Yeah, I'm sure we can. We're not as powerless as you think, Rika-chan. And it's not like we don't have cards to play. You're their ultimate objective and you're with us. That's one crucial card on our side. Not just in the case of using you as bait. That's true. It's a huge disadvantage for them that we have the Queen Carrier. I mean, what's their goal? Kill Rika-chan, trigger this emergency manual to eliminate the whole village, use that as chaos in their internal faction wars, right? Yeah, to them, Rika is like the fuse on a stick of dynamite. They want to set their dynamite off, cause chaos, and use that to gain something for themselves. So if we keep it from exploding, we win. That's gotta be pretty tough. You're right, we have to continue defending her, but all they have to do is kill Rika-chan in any way. It's like a soccer game with a goal on only one side. To denounce this unfair game for what it is and call in the Bloodhounds is the point of the Tomitake operation, right? Isn't there a goal for us, though? Where we defeat their conspiracy. There must be something. Sometimes it works to think from the opposite point of view. Oh, there is one. Mion's agreed in a weird way. Here she goes. The winds are blowing stronger on her side and she's getting into better than top form. Mion is pretty smart. She is great at analyzing situations. That's why when Rika-chan first told her everything, she immediately decided that there was no way for us to win and become depressed. However, while Mion's easily crushed, she's also able to exhibit incredible power when the wind's on her side. We created that tailwind and now our sail is receiving the push it needed. Let me confirm this one more time, Rika-chan. The emergency manual is designed to prevent all the villagers from going insane within 48 hours of your death, right? Yes, that's its purpose. How? Rika has never died before, so how do they know something like that will happen within 48 hours? She's right. Yeah, that's really strange. How can they say for sure the villagers will go crazy within 48 hours? Well, according to Takano, something similar apparently happened in another country, and that's where they got the 48 hours from. I have no idea, though. Actually, Irie said he doesn't understand it either. Alright, Ian, that's the first warrior in that, isn't it? Ah, could it be? I see. Oh, I know their weak points. Ah, I see too. Yeah, that's right. This is their blind spots. What are you two talking about? I don't get it. I don't get it either. I don't even know who's talking. I don't get it either. Who's talking? Hey, Rena and Rika-chan, don't you understand? Why don't we put the last person to figure it out for a punishment now? How about you, Hanyuu? Haven't you figured it out yet? Yes, I have. That's why Rika is important to Takano. However, that's a hint for you too. Oh, here is a hint for me as well. Their intention is to cause a disaster in Imzawa. They intend to do so by using this emergency manual. In other words, this manual is in fact their enemy's Achilles heel. I don't get it. Ow, Rika, if you apologize for everything you've done to me, I'll tell you. No way. Stop that ow-owing. I want to concentrate. What, haven't you figured it out yet, Rena? Listen, our attack depends on Tomitake's side, and that's our Achilles heel. On the other hand, the enemy's attack depends on the emergency manual. So if we destroy the foundation of the emergency manual, do you see? You just have to make the emergency manual lose its function. What is the meaning of the emergency manual? It's supposed to hide the existence of the syndrome by making it look like a disaster. That's why they have to wipe out the entire village within 48 hours. That's what the enemy intends to do, at least. So you're saying you just have to stop them from executing the manual in 48 hours? Those 48 hours don't start until I'm killed, so I need to outrun them for those 48 hours. Me. Hey, you two are already saying the answer. You good? Let's say the answer out loud. Everyone ready? Here we go. Rika start 48 hours prior. We all said it in unison. Boy, we're good at this. We never mess it up. I know, I get it. I get it too. And then Rika-chan clapped their hands together. They finally figured it out. Why did it take so long for us to come up with this? Oh well, we finally got it. We should have come up with this on the first try. We've been speaking only in defensive terms, so I thought you might never think of this idea. Oh, listen to you. Vive Hanyuu. In recognition of your achievements, I'll award you a Club Special Order Cross Medal later. Anyway, let's talk about the operation. Their goal is to execute the emergency manual. Hidden in that goal is actually a huge weak point. The foundation of the manual is the notion that the villagers will go crazy within 48 hours of the Queen Carrier's death. In other words, nothing happens in the 48 hours after Rika-chan's death, and the foundation of this emergency manual collapses. That's it, to say the least. Nobody really wants to do such a terrifying thing. If they don't execute the manual, the villagers might go mad and spread to the surrounding communities. They're hesitating to execute it, but they want to keep the damage to a minimum. But what if they find Rika-chan's body 48 hours after her death? The major premise that the villagers will lose their minds within 48 hours of the Queen Carrier's death will collapse. Fortunately, Rika is hiding here, so it's possible for us to lie about her death. The last time Rika-chan was seen was yesterday at school. Only 48 hours after that, in the early morning of the day after tomorrow. It'll be perfect if her body is found around that time. I see it's possible to fake Rika-chan's death with the help of that Ooishi-san. Indeed. We'll ask Ooishi-san to send out an announcement that Rika's body's been found, and that it's been dead at least 48 hours since her death. Well, it might create some issues if we announce it publicly, so we can just let the Irie Institute know. Coach is on our side, so it should be possible to deceive them. That is one idea. Once the emergency manual loses credibility, such a horrible operation will never be approved. In other words, there are weak points to the emergency manual and Rika-chan. Ooishi hasn't agreed to help us yet, but I know he will. Ow. Oh, this will be such an amusing trap. I can just picture Takano-san running around in a panic. Talking to police, Toko and I are sick in bed with a cold. But she hasn't actually seen it, she's just assuming it's true. Because it turns out we were somewhere else and suddenly my body shows up, having been dead for over 48 hours. This is going to be super thrilling. The masterminds will have to accept the failure of the emergency manual and withdraw. That's when the hunters become the hunters. By that time, Tomitake will have found out something about the enemy. And he'll call in the Bloodhounds to defeat them. That's our goal. Alright, I can smell a victory from here. Man, how perfect is this? This is all gonna work out, I'm sure of it. We'll encourage each other with a hip hip hooray! This is definitely getting really interesting. Still, what's key is the claim of Rika-chan being dead for 48 hours is believable. That will need Ooishi-san's help. And right as we thought about asking him, he arrived at the Sonzaki residence. Ooishi-san knows that Rika-chan is hiding here. He also knows that some members of the Man Dogs have infiltrated the police station. They've even wiretapped Rika-chan's home phone, so the safest way to contact her, he figured, is in person. I saw Dr. Irie earlier. He told me to tell you that Akasaka-san is doing just fine. He's grown a lot in the past 5 years. He'll hold down the fort. Ooishi-san loosened his tie while drinking his barley tea. I bet he never thought he'd end up drinking a glass of barley tea at the home of his old enemy, the Sonozaki family. So, Ooishi, what do you think of our 48-hour operation? I think it's a pretty good idea. It'll shake them up quite a bit. In that panic, they'll make mistakes for sure. And I'll give Tomitake-san a chance to get a drop on them. Oh, it's really a great strategy. Say 2 heads are better than 1. But with all your young minds together, you've come up with a fantastic idea. And Ooishi's voice has finally destroyed my voice. I need a drink. I'll be right back. Alrighty then. Hopefully this scene doesn't go on too long. I want to wrap this recording up quicker than the usual because this heat is just so intense. Makes it really hard to do commentary. Or, voice acting, really. Ooishi-san laughed in admiration and showed us that the operation would definitely make an impact. Even with 2 fans on, it's just too damn hot. Wherever he hesitated a little too. Wait, the cat was in there this whole time? Or maybe the cat went in when I went to get a drink. This is pretty sink or swim, Whether we win or lose, I'll have to take responsibility. I'll do my best to pull out the splitters, but if you don't do a good job of it, I'll end up in pretty deep. I have to resign myself to that. In our 48-hour operation, your son ends up bearing most of the responsibility. The cat went out of the room, and the police are a strict organization. There's no guarantee they won't investigate, so yet another moment to let the cat out. Right. Ooishi-san is planning to retire this year. He needs his pension in order to pay off his mortgage. He's at a very delicate point in his life. While this is a big deal for Rika-chan, it's a lot to ask of Ooishi too. He has to risk throwing away everything for our sakes. Sure, this operation is a great idea, believe me. But I just can't. Ooishi, if it's too much, you don't have to accept the part. You don't want to win by using you as a sacrifice. Oh, that was Hanyuu. Of course, nobody knew what to say to him, but Hanyuu broke the silence. She's full of energy, ow-ow-owing during our club, but times like this, she also has the power to heal the hearts of those who are hesitating and growing weak. It's like being enveloped in a mysterious embrace. If her appearance matched her level of maturity, Hanyuu would probably look like a mother. Who's talking now? I've got to assume Hanyuu's still talking, I guess. Besides, we're members of the most powerful club in the world. Even if the 48-hour operation can't work, we're sure to come up with another idea straight away. Right, Mion? Yeah, that's right. Ooishi, you can say no, okay? We shouldn't have gotten all excited over this without even considering the situation. Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry, Ooishi-san. Rena whispered to me while watching them talk. Hanyuu-chan's good at this. Could say no when a cute little girl like that said stuff like that to them. Eh? What? You mean, is that what Hanyuu's trying to do? You mean that's what Hanyuu's trying to do? Oh, okay, it's still Kate's perspective, I forgot. Me, she's even more sly than I am. Ooishi-san moaned and groaned. Hanyuu looked over and grinned wickedly at us. I take it back. This girl, she really is sly. Hanyuu is more dangerous than I thought. Next time we do a club activity, I'll really have to watch out. Please let me sleep on it. There's someone at the station I really trust, so I think I'll discuss it with him. Don't worry, you wouldn't rat me out. If I agree to this, I can't make any mistakes. So before I do, please let me think over the chance of success. Ooishi-san never makes promises unless he's sure he can keep them. That's why he speaks cautiously, but considering his position, it was certainly a decision that required courage. Don't worry, Ooishi. Even if you lose your pension, Mion will take care of it. Won't you? Ow, ow, ow. Meep. If he's going to help us, we have to do that for Ooishi. Meep. Well, despite how I look, my family is pretty rich. We've got 2 sly foxes. Our club's going to the epitome of a free-for-all in the future. The meeting ends with that. We'll find out if we can go ahead with the 48-hour operation or not by tomorrow. Then on Ooishi-san's answer. We haven't heard from Tomitake-san yet, but I'm sure he started his investigation on Takano-san. Higurashi and Akasaka-san have to wait patiently, each surrounded by the enemy. They're both in very dangerous positions, so I'll just have to pray for their safety. And then there's Takano-san. Still having a hard time believing she's involved in such a vast conspiracy. If someone told me the whole thing was a lie, I might even believe them. That's why I want Tomitake-san to investigate. She's mysterious and a bit cold, but she can be fun to be around too. Also, I've always thought of her as one of the villagers. It hurts more than a little to suspect one of your own. I can understand what Tomitake-san is going through. This doesn't have to be an investigation to confirm her guilt. Instead, I want him to prove that she is not guilty. It's too painful for people to doubt one another. Hello! Sorry for making you call me so often, First Lieutenant Tomitake. That's okay. Anyway, did you find out anything? A background investigation usually takes a few months. It can't be rushed within a day or two. But Tomitake sensed that something huge had started to make its move after what Rika and the others told him. It was definitely getting closer, but once it was close enough to see, it would be too late. That was why he was checking on their progress so frequently. We're still investigating Beta Takano as we speak. When she took a position in the Alphabet Project, her background was already investigated by a different department, so we requested those documents to be handed over. The entire team is investigating what she's been doing since the time she joined the project. Please give us a little longer. I understand. However, the situation is urgent, so please work as quickly as you can. Yes, of course. By the way, we got an emergency order to investigate the Irie Institute today, unrelated to your request. It's our top priority now. The Chief of Staff requested it. The Chief of Staff. And it isn't related to my request. Yes, well, it's supposed to be a separate matter, but from what I can see, I think this is a powerful boost from the top towards your investigation. Chief of Staff is helping out. What does this mean? The only thing I can assume is that the top members of the GSGF have realized the danger of the conspiracy surrounding the Irie Institute. Like Rika-chan said, if this conspiracy's intent is to execute the emergency manual, then the opposing camp will try to stop that from happening. My request for an investigation is the first step in putting a stop to their plans. So if the masterminds were influencing the Chief of Staff, he'd probably try to shut my investigation down. But he's supporting it instead, which probably means that the Chief of Staff isn't my enemy. In fact, he might belong to the opposing camp. No, it's hard to say if he belongs to them or not. He might just be under order from the ones pulling the strings for the opposing camp. That's true, the enemy has already noticed something, and it's possible that they'll start exerting pressure soon enough. So how much can I find out before that happens? Don't know much about the top brass. Still, for the Chief of Staff to get involved. Putting aside if Takano-san is guilty or not, I'm certain that something extremely big is starting to happen around the Irie Institute. We're making progress on investigating the Institute. We haven't analyzed the data yet, but some of the financial records are suspicious. We don't know if it's just a simple paperwork mistake or if someone is actually trying to juggle funding. We'll have an expert looking into it. What do you mean by suspicious? Well, as you know, there's an account for the funds applied to the Irie Institute, but the numbers don't match up. It's possible that there are inflows or outflows of money that haven't been recorded. Besides that, there are questionable dates on some receipts. We're suspecting forgery. Funds are usually supplied annually. For example, if a budget of 1 million yen is approved, 1 million is supplied in April, and the facility manager uses those funds so they can keep things running for 1 year. So, depending on how they use the money, it's possible to have some left over at the end of the year. If they only use 900,000 yen, they will have 100,000 left. And for the following year, they'll be told that as they only needed 900,000 yen, 900,000 should be enough. Furthermore, there should be 100,000 yen left over, so they should only need 800,000 the following year. Therefore, they will only get 800,000 yen when April comes around, which is 200,000 yen less than the previous year. That's a lot of kind of repeating more or less the same thing over and over there, isn't it? As some of you have already noticed, the more leftover money you have, the fewer funds you receive the next year. What do you mean, as some of you have already noticed? Is it breaking the fourth wall? As some of you readers have probably noticed. Therefore, it's smart to use up your entire budget. Some people try to get by until the end of the year. If there's 100,000 yen left, they try to make it look like as though they've used up the money, even when it's in fact in a safe somewhere. They report that they've used exactly 1 million yen and they get another 1 billion for the following year. Yet there's still 100,000 yen sitting in a safe. This 100,000 yen is called a pooled fund or a slush fund. If they keep running with only 900,000 yen per year, then 100,000 will be added to the slush fund in the safe annually. And only a handful of people will know about that money. This is how public funds get embezzled or turned into private money. Are we getting a lesson on this kind of crime? It's like, and this is how people, misuse public funds, forgery, whatever. The crime is, whatever. As we previously mentioned, the Alphabet Project is using this exact trick, and certain masterminds are pulling in huge amounts of public funding. To avoid this kind of situation, there's an audit of accounts performed every year, and oversight to ensure no one's flattening their pockets or creating slush funds. By the way, it's been said that the reason why civil engineering project sends stop over at the end of the year is so they won't have that 100,000 yen left, but that's not relevant right now. Point is that they have to work hard to get the funds they want. Well, that's an example of having some money left over, which is certainly not bad. However, it can also be possible that there isn't enough money. After all, they've only granted 1 year's worth of funds, so they can't delve into a savings account like we do in our lives. That's excess money just doesn't exist. Therefore, an estimate report should never show more expenditure than revenue. If that happens, that means this is some extra money other than what was supplied. That's how such funds are found. Tomitake was told that it was still under investigation, but the Irie Institute's suspicious financial records could be the case. The former would be fine. It's quite common after all. But if it was the latter, there could be something quite nasty lying beneath the surface. In other words, it was quite possible that funding was coming into the Irie Institute from someone other than the formal sponsors. To be more exact, there was a chance someone was interfering in the Irie Institute by supplying funds. Tomitake was having his men look into the possibility of Takano and the Mountain Dogs rebelling against Tokyo. Well, it was certainly possible for Takano to do so, because of her personal investment in their research project. It was hard to believe that the Mountain Dogs could betray their employees out of sympathy. For the dogs to take part in Takano's conspiracy, a huge amount of money would have to be involved. And the discrepancy that Tomitake's men had identified could be a sign of such. Hello, sorry, I just received a report. You know Koizumi-sensei, don't you? The head of the old Koizumi faction. Passed away recently, which led to the faction breaking up. You know anything about a personal relationship between him and Major Takano? Yes, I've heard about that. But did you know that Koizumi-sensei and the late Dr. Takano had a personal relationship? Hey, no, I see. Now I know why Koizumi-sensei lorded over Major Takano. This is very interesting. As a matter of fact, after Koizumi-sensei's death, his private accounts were liquidated, and they found some withdrawals made by Koizumi-sensei himself. Said an attorney who took care of his finances. It happened about half a year before the Irie Institute's establishment was approved by the Alphabet Project. Didn't Koizumi-sensei use the money to make necessary arrangements beforehand in order to establish the institute? No, his attorney took care of the money for that. So the withdrawal wasn't made for that purpose. It must have been a very personal expenditure, considering that he bypassed his trusted attorney. So could that involve the relationship between Koizumi-sensei and Takano-san? Does that mean Koizumi-sensei supplied funds to Major Takano personally? Yes, that's what we think, and we're trying to corroborate that as we speak. I think Koizumi Sensei gave money to Major Takano for purposes other than the necessary arrangements for establishing the institute. So you're saying it's possible that Major Takano has a huge amount of cash at her disposal to help instigate a revolt. To establish the institute, Major Takano adjusted things with various organizations, but she did all that through legitimate means. So if she didn't use any of her personal supply for that, she should still have the whole amount at her disposal. I'm sorry, but what is that amount? 1 billion yen. What? I'm very close to Takano-san, but I had no idea she was so rich. Actually, she's rather tight with her money. She never acted as if she had 1 billion yen just sitting around. That is a lot of money. But then, that money isn't just money to her. It's a form of support for her dear grandfather's friend. So she'd have to save it for when she needed it the most. If the new board of directors had even a little interest in her research, she would have used the money on them, but they simply laughed at her. So Takano-san gave up on bribing them. Instead, she decided to use it now, because her research project was going to be terminated anyway. With 1 billion yen, it might be possible to bribe the mountain dogs. If she had sponsors, it'd be even easier. Her grandfather couldn't complete his life's work, but she's planning a magnificent conclusion for it. Shit. Those can't be her true intentions. Someone has to be deceiving her. Takano-san, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't notice your sorrow, even though I've been right beside you. And scene. Achievement unlocked, 48-hour operation. No tips? No tips, of course. Gotta wrap this recording up soon, man. It's been an hour, 38 minutes, and I'm like, this heat is just way too much. The preparations for tomorrow's festival is moving right along at the Road Shrine. Vans and pickup trucks are bringing in tents and equipment, and the village youth group and some middle-aged men are unloading them. I heard Rika-chan is really sick. I hope she's okay. I heard she didn't go to school again today. I hope she gets better soon. Dr. Irie, how is Rika-chan doing? Well, she had a bad cold, but she's starting to get better. She still needs to take it easy, though. I just went to see them and told them to stay in beds. You know what? I'll do for this record session. Because, my god, this heat wave. Hey, Irie appears in both of these ones. Well, whatever. I'll do. See you next time, viewers. See you next time. Oh, wait, no, I can't. Nope, I almost forgot word of the day. Remember, right at the last second. I think I can find a fitting word for today. Well, this record session's word of the day. Yep, we got heat wave. What is that actually? Gotta get a close look at that. Nepa? Is that right? Let me just double check here. No, it's not pa. Wait, no, that is it? No, let me check. Yeah, it is. Is it? Yeah. Nepa. That does look to be it. Nepa heatwave. So with that, I shall see you next time, viewers. See you next time.